everyone, to the San Jose State Supplemental Application Workshop. Thank you for being here. It is Thursday afternoon, but whenever you see this, welcome. And we will begin in a few minutes. So please go ahead and use the Q&A feature at the bottom of the screen, and we will have a live Q&A at the end of the presentation. Thank you so much. Hi, so my name is Berenice Rojas. I am the Transfer Success Pathways Coordinator and Admissions Counselor here for San Jose State University. I was a transfer student from Mission College in Santa Clara. I then transferred to Notre Dame de Namur University, where I earned my Bachelor's of Psychology. And I'm going to go ahead and pass it on to my colleague, Purvi Shah.
Hi everyone, my name is Purvi Shah and I am the Transfer Admissions Counselor Recruiter for San Jose State University here in the Student Outreach and Recruitment Department. I am a product of the CSU, so I did get my degree in psychology, and I'm happy to be here with you all tonight and assist you with the supplemental application for spring 2025. Back to you, Berenice.
Thank you, Purvi. All right, so getting started with the application, here is the quick agenda of what we will be going over in this presentation. I do want to let you all know that if you do have questions, we do have a live Q&A feature where we will have our team of counselors on the back end answering them. In addition, we will also have a live Q&A after this presentation. I do want to clarify that this is not the Cal State application. The supplemental application is specific to SJSU and is application that is specific only to SJSU. Now, with that being said, not completing the application by the deadline will result your application in being withdrawn. However, I do want to stress that the Cal State application will email you to update only your spring 2024 grades, and then also input your fall 2024 coursework on the Cal State Apply. While this is not a requirement for SJSU admission, it is highly recommended and encouraged that you do this step if you are applying to other campuses. Now, moving on. I do want to quickly go over the transfer admissions requirements. Upper division transfers must have 60 semester or 90 quarter units, depending on the semester system, by the end of fall 2024 term. If you are a lower division transfer, you must have areas A2 and B4 completed with a C- or better by the end of fall 2024. Please note, winter 2025 cannot be used for spring 2025 admissions to meet any of those requirements. In addition, you must also have all of your 4 basics if you're an upper division transfer student, areas A1, A2, A3, and B4, completed by the end of fall 2024 with a C- or better. In addition, having the minimum of a GPA of a 2.0 does not guarantee admission to SJSU, as we are a fully impacted campus. All right, so what's next? The next step in this process for you to be considered for admission to SJSU is completed our mandatory supplemental application by September 25th. After your application is reviewed, you will either receive a provisional admission notice or a withdrawal message in your MySJSU account. If offered provisional admission as shown on the previous page, be sure to complete all transfer admissions requirements by the end of fall 2024 term. Lastly, all official transcripts from all institutions must be submitted by the deadline on your MySJSU portal. I do want to stress again that the Cal State Apply will email you to update your spring 2024 grades and your fall 24 coursework on your Cal State Apply application. While this is not a requirement for SJSU admission, it is highly recommended and encouraged to do this step if you're applying to other campuses. Again, the Cal State Apply academic update is not a requirement for SJSU, but encouraged to be completed by the end of September. If you are applying to other campuses, once you have completed updating your progress and planned coursework, you'll see an update my application above the 4 quadrants. You will not need to click on this button for the updates to be sent to the campus that you have applied to. If you do have any question, there is a help guide found at calstate.edu/apply/transfer. All right, let's get started. To begin, please log in to your Cal State Apply account. From here, you will go ahead and click on the academic history in the quadrant. Once you click on the academic history quadrant, you can click on colleges attended and this will pop up. Go ahead and click the pencil, change completion status from in progress, planned to completed. This will then unlock the grade fields for you to allow to enter your grades for each course. Please note that you will need to update your dates of attendance for a college in order to add to the current upcoming fall coursework. To add the last semester attended, please select the month, term, and year from the drop-down menu. Moving along, now that you'll update your fall grade, your spring 2024 grades as outlined in this fall in the Cal State Apply academic history, once you completed those steps from the previous screen, change the completion status from in progress planned to completed. Then it will unlock the grade fields and then you will also be able to enter your grades for the individual course. Please be sure to click save after each term that you edit. And also when you do your fall 2024 grades, you will put in progress and plan. I want to clarify that for the completed terms, you will be able to update grades to reflect repeats, academic renewal, and additional courses. Please note that courses that have been previously entered as a complete cannot be deleted. Once you have completed entering and the updates, go ahead and select yes. And then when you click yes, it will save on your transcript. There is a help guide that can give you more information on this process. Please visit calstate.edu/apply/transfer. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into the SJSU supplemental application. Again, I want to clarify this application is specific to SJSU only, and it is mandatory. In addition, this must be completed by next week, September 25th, or your application to SJSU for spring 2025 admission will be withdrawn. Now, before we begin on the inner details on the SJSU sub app, we do want to highlight some important notes and reminders. If you're having any trouble loading the application or try changing your browser to Chrome or updating to the latest version. Second, please check your MySJSU messages and to-do list on a daily basis. This is how we will reach out to you and if you need any additional information or documents. The link for the supplemental application for SJSU can be found at supplementalapp.sjsu.edu/supplemental app. Again, please be aware that the deadline for the supplemental application is next week, September 25th. Lastly, I want to reiterate again, this is not the Cal State Apply. The help guide can be found in your MySJSU messages as well as to the left sidebar when you log into the supplemental application. Again, supplemental.sjsu.edu/supplemental app. To log in, you will need your SJSU ID number and the password that you created when logging into your MySJSU account. After signing in, if you have any issues with the supplemental application, please email admissions@sjsu.edu and enter supplemental application on the subject, and be sure to include your SJSU ID number in the message. Before you hit continue, please notice the help guide on the left-hand side. This will be available on all pages of the application. Please verify that all of the information is correct. Note that the plan major you have applied to cannot be changed at this time. All of the information covered in this presentation has been sent to your email, and it can also be found on the help guide. When you are ready, click the green arrow continue button to continue with the supplemental application. Your login info to the supplemental application is the same to your MySJSU account. There is a couple important things here. Log in, of course, your SJSU ID number, your created password that you received when you did your SJSU account. After signing in, if you still have issues with the supplemental application, email admissions@sjsu.edu and enter supplemental on the subject headline with your SJSU ID number so they know who you are. Before you hit continue, just hit and then you can also find the help guide. Thank you. All right, the next page of the application will ask you to verify the colleges you have attended, the number of units completed, and in the ones in progress at each of these schools, and your current overall GPA and the transferable coursework. As a reminder, upper division transfer students must have a minimum of 60 transferable semester units or 90 quarter units by the end of fall 2024 term. For those of you that applied as a lower division transfer, you must have areas A2 and before completed by the end of fall 2024 with a C- or better. And if you're currently taking courses right now, you will put the to-do date. It will be 12/24, which stands for December 24. Please be sure to include your units in progress. You cannot use any winter 2025 courses to meet spring 2025 admissions requirements. All right, so starting off with updating your GPA, if your GPA has changed, you will click Update GPA, then manually type in your updated GPA, including your most recent grading term. Reference your transcripts, always refer to them, and then use it for your supplemental application. You can use the help guide to calculate your transferable coursework for the GPA if you have attended multiple schools. If you have international coursework and need help calculating your GPA or transferable units, please contact International Admissions. The best way to contact them through email is at internationaladmission@sjsu.edu. Once again, international-admission@sjsu.edu. Continuing on with calculating your GPA, make sure to reference to your transcripts to determine your transferable coursework GPA. I'll briefly go over the 4 steps on how you can calculate your GPA if you have attended multiple colleges. Step 1 would be to visit assist.org. If your coursework has been taken at a California community college or a California public university, you can always refer to transfer.sjsu.edu. If you have taken any California Community College coursework, CSU, a UC, or another institution within the United States. For step 2, once you're on those websites, select your institution and click CSU transferable courses if you are using assist.org, or select if you are on the SJSU articulation page, which will be dropped in the chat. It will be course to course articulation if you are using transfer.sjsu.edu. And step 3, you will need to identify courses that you have completed that are CSU transferable. Please note that courses that are transferable based on the year of completion. Finally, so you always want to make sure you match the term that you took it to see if it was transferable. Finally, in step 4, you would go ahead and add the total grade points for all transferable coursework completed through spring 2024. From there, you will go ahead and divide the total transferable units attempted. So once again, you divide. So you have your final total grade points, and then you divide it by the total transferable units that you attempted, and that's how you will calculate your GPA. With that being said, I do want to add 2 footnotes to this information. If you attended a quarter school, please do not convert the units into semester units. Enter the number of quarter units that you completed and make sure that you select quarter as the term. Finally, for non-California colleges, generally we accept general education and the liberal arts types of courses. We do not accept technical or remedial courses. Once again, if you have any questions about that, you can always refer to our admissions email. And if you have any international coursework and you need help calculating your GPA or transferable units, please email international-admission@sjsu.edu. After you have updated your GPA, verify all colleges attended and unit counts are correct. If any changes need to be made, click the pencil change icon to update the dates of attendance, number of units completed, or the number of units in progress to be completed by the end of fall 2024 term. If you took any AP, IB, or CLEP exam that you will be using to meet the admissions requirements, you must add this information by clicking Add College. You will then be able to enter AP exam, IB, or CLEP exam as the name of the school, as you will see on the next slide. If you have a passing score of 3 or higher on the AP exams, or if you have an IB score of 4 through 7, or if you have the CLEP exam, which is a score of 50 or higher, that you provided to your college to meet the minimum units. Refer to your transcripts to see how many units were granted. Our course catalog will also show you how many units we grant for applicable exams. All right, if you are using an exam score for college credit, you must add college and enter a P, IB, or CLEP exam as the name of the school, then enter the number of units your college granted. Otherwise, if you are entering a college attended not included on your Cal State Apply application, proceed by entering the name of the school when you attended, how many units were completed or are in progress that will be completed by the end of the fall 2024 term. All right, so moving on to the ADT or the Associate Degree for Transfer. And ADT is a California Community College specific degree program. It is not the same as an Associates of Arts or an Associates of Science degree. Please note that there is no place on the supplemental application for you to enter an AA or an AS degree. All right, so passing it on to my colleague Purvi.
Thanks, Denise. All right, so moving forward, you can click on the link to see if your ADT matches the program that you applied to, and if you're unsure. All right, so otherwise, you will proceed with updating your ADT if you entered one on the Cal State Apply application, or adding a new ADT, beginning by selecting the name of the college where you are receiving the associate's degree for transfer from, the type of ADT, whether it's going to be an AST or an AAT, when you're going to be receiving it, and the field of study. Lastly, check the box to certify that you will be completing the ADT. If there is an ADT indicated on your application that will not be receiving, that you will not be receiving, uncheck the box to uncheck the box which will say that I certify that I will complete this ADT as indicated. All right. So before we proceed, I want to take a moment to address some of the frequently asked questions we typically receive regarding the ADTs. So it's if there has been some frequently asked questions, such as I do not get a list of degrees when I click on select. So what you're going to do is, or some pieces of information to know is that only associate's degree for transfers that are approved will be listed on the chosen college for the chosen college. And then two, if you have chosen a college that does not have an associate's degree for transfer approved for your major, then you will have then you will not have a degree to choose from. So consult with the link that's on the screen, which we'll also provide in the chat as well, is I can go to college.com to confirm that SJSU has an agreement in place for the ADT you have earned and are in and your intended major. Another frequently asked questions that we get for the ADT is, how do I indicate that I will not receive an ADT degree I entered on the initial application? So, sorry, initial application. So you're going to click on the change button the next to the ADT that you have entered on your application. On the screen that pops up, uncheck the box next to I certify that I will complete this associate's degree for transfer as indicated statement. Then this will let us know that you will not be receiving or earning that associate's degree for transfer as entered in on your application. Another one that we usually see is I'm seeing a field of study is invalid message. So you're going to click on the change button next to the ADT that you earned or that you entered on your application. On the screen that pops up, uncheck the box next to I certify that I will complete this associate's degree for transfer as indicated statement. And then lastly, you will click on the Add ADT button to enter in the details for the ADT you will earn on the screen that pops up. Be sure to choose the name of your ADT from the drop-down list. Please be aware that the associate's degree for transfers are specific type of earned degrees at California community colleges and are not the same as an associate's of arts or an associate's of science degree. Okay, so hopefully the frequently asked questions were helpful. Now we're going to be moving on to the 4 basic skills courses. The 4 basic skills are referred to the courses that you have taken to complete your A1 oral communication, A2 written communication, A3 critical thinking, and B4, which is math, quantitative reasoning, general education requirements. As a reminder, these courses are mandatory and must be completed with a C- grade or better by the end of the fall 2024 term. You cannot use winter 2025 to meet these requirements. This is where your transcript will be super helpful. Be sure to click on change and update where and when you took the course, which course you took, and the grade received. Students who passed an AP exam with a 4 or higher, or for the A2, which is the English composition, or B4, which is the math quantitative reasoning, can use the exams to meet the requirements. If you are unsure if the course or exam you took meets the requirements, visit the websites shown on screen, which we can also put into the chat as well, and they will help guide you to find out those answers. Now, let's take a look into how to making these changes. To edit your 4 basic skills, you must click on change as shown on the previous screen. If you want to use your AP scores to satisfy either the A2 written composition or B4 your math quantitative reasoning, you can check the box as shown on screen. Please note that you will need to send us your official passing AP scores along with your transcripts when requested. If you're adding or editing the 4 basic skills, if you're adding or editing the 4 basic skills, select where you took the course, the term, which would be either semester or quarter, depending on what it is for your community college or college, which where you took the class in, and the year. And you should be able to see the drop-down menu of a list of classes that satisfy the specific requirement. If you cannot find the class that you took, double check to see if the course satisfies the 4 basic skills requirement on assist.org or transfer.sjsu.edu. After double checking, and if you still cannot find the course on the drop-down menu, you can reach out to admissions at sjsu.edu, but you can also double check on where the courses were taken, and if any of you have taken any out-of-state courses and believe that it does meet the requirement, you can use add new course function or feature, which is shown here. Okay, so moving on to the supplemental coursework. In addition to your overall transferable GPA, some majors also look at very specific supplemental coursework related to the major when considering your admissions eligibility. Please note that all programs will have supplemental criteria. Only applicants applying to the primary major indicated on the impaction page as programs with specific supplemental criteria will have this section on their application. The list can be found on our admissions impaction page, which I'll have my colleagues put the link into the chat. While many of the courses are preferred as of fall 2024, if you have applied to any of our College of Engineering programs, there are some courses listed that have a diamond next to them. This means that those courses are required to be completed prior to the end of the fall 2024 term. Please note that only courses we will ask for are the ones listed on this section. If you are unsure if your course articulates, you can utilize assist.org or transfer.sjsu.edu. Just as you did with your 4 basic skills, you will indicate if you're using your AP scores or when and where you took the course, what course it was, what grade you received, and please note, supplemental courses are passed with a C- grade or better by the end of fall 2024 term. Oh, correction. You will need to have passed the supplemental courses with a C grade or better by the end of fall 2024 term. A C- will not suffice. In the case that you had to complete multiple courses at your current college to satisfy the requirements for one of our SJSU courses, it is vital that you have completed the courses with a C grade or better. If you have passed both or all 3 courses in the same case with a C grade or better indicated pass as the grade, you have one of the courses in progress indicated in progress as the grade. All information submitted on the supplemental application will be verified against your official transcripts, and any discrepancy could result in the withdrawal of your offer for admissions. Once again, here are some resources for transferable courses. One of which is transfer.sjsu.edu and the other is assist.org. I will show you some details of the resources on some of the next slides. Please note that we do not pre-evaluate transcripts. If you have international coursework and need help calculating your GPA or transferable units, please contact international-admissions@sjsu.edu. Some quick overviews of each of the resources. If you go to transfer.sjsu.edu, you can view the transferable California Community Colleges courses. You can check the information on school-to-school articulation for the major, GE breadth, course-to-course articulation on the page. The transfer evaluation systems is also provided there. So as known as TEST, which is also a great resource as it provides a list of transferable courses from the California community colleges, CSUs, UCs, and some privates, as well as out-of-state institutions. As I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with assist.org, which is also a great resource for transfer students to utilize. All right, so here are some details on using transfer.sjsu.edu to see the majors see a major related courses. So first, what you're going to do is visit transfer.sjsu.edu and click on School to School. You'll then select your school, select your intended major, view the articulation agreement for major related courses. Then you'll enter the corresponding courses in your supplemental application for the 4 basic skills courses or supplemental coursework where it's applicable. You can also use transfer.sjsu.edu to click on or to check on the transfer evaluation system, which is TEST. So what you'll do is you'll visit transfer.sjsu.edu and click Transfer Evaluation System. Search your school, view the list of courses, and see which are transferable and which are going to be utilized for the 4 basic skills course. Enter the corresponding course on your supplemental application. Please make sure to review carefully before clicking submit on the supplemental applications. Changes cannot be made to your supplemental application after it has been submitted. So if you have any questions or concerns, run into any sort of issues, please email admissions@sjsu.edu ASAP. This is a screenshot of the application summary. You should see something like this with the whole application summary on your screen when you're at this step. Make sure to verify all information is correct before you hit submit. Okay, so a friendly reminder, lower division transfers, which are considered LDTs, must have areas A2, which is written composition, and B4, which is college level math or quantitative reasoning, needs to be completed by the end of fall 2024 term with a C- grade or better, and also have all of your high school coursework completed as well. Please review your information and edits, certify that all information is correct and completed. Once you click submit, changes cannot be made. Just repeating that again, changes cannot be made once your supplemental application has been submitted. A plain text copy of the application will be emailed to you after submitting. All information submitted on this application will be verified against your official transcripts, and any discrepancies could result in the withdrawal of an offer of admission. So please review everything before you hit submit. All right, so just another reminder that the SJSU specific supplemental application is required to be considered for admission to SJSU. All right, so I'm seeing a lot of questions about deadlines. Now, this is the time to take a screenshot of this page or of this slide per se, to make sure that you get all of this information, to make note of it. So the deadline reminders, supplemental applications are due September 25th, and we are a deadline driven campus, so definitely get those in before September 25th. Now, other dates to keep in mind, October 15th is when you submit your partial transcripts. Why do we consider those partial? Because your fall grades are going to still be in progress. So your final official transcripts are due by January 15th. The Cal State Apply academic update, it is due by the end of September. And the December 1st is to accept your provisional admissions and complete your intent to enroll process. If any withdrawals are taken, or if anyone receives any withdrawals, refer to the appeal instructions on your My SJSU messages and submit that within the 15-day deadline. For all of our international students, I would like to give you all some reminders as well. And this is what your reminders look like. So for academic records, all official records and transcripts, mark sheets, diplomas and degrees, and all the other documentation that's needed, make sure you have all of that in separate sealed envelopes and sent to the SJSU Office of Undergrad Admissions. And all of the other information that you need is also listed here as well, so definitely take a screenshot of that. All right, so some other campus resources that we have the admissions office, and we just want to be able to provide you some of the information. So admissions office is here to help answer any of your questions. Again, if you have any issues or need to update the admissions office, you want to email them at admissions@sjsu.edu. And then our financial aid office is here as well, so make sure you update your FAFSA, and if you have any questions on updating your FAFSA, reach out to the financial aid office. We also have the UndocuSpartan Student Resource Center, which their information is located on the screen as well. Veteran Resources Center, as well as housing. Now, finally, if you're looking at any of these resources, I do want to let you all know that housing does have options, different options for transfer students. And on their website, you can take a 3D tour of the different housing options that we have. So feel free to visit their website for more of the information. All right, so let's take a glimpse into some of those resources that I was mentioning, and let's look at this quick video with all of the highlights that have many opportunities for our SJSU students.
Welcome to San Jose State University, home of the Spartans. I'm Thalia Nagnos, Vice Provost of Undergraduate Education. No matter what your dreams are, we want to support you in achieving your goals with the wealth of academic programs and co-curricular opportunities that we offer. We have more than 200 undergraduate degrees and minors that include diverse areas of study in science, engineering, health professions, the humanities and arts, business, education, and social sciences. We take pride in our emphasis on hands-on learning and opportunities for students to apply what they've learned to real-world issues. Our location in the heart of Silicon Valley allows you to readily connect what you are learning with our local communities and industries. For example, many of our students engage in service learning and internships with local companies, government agencies, and nonprofits. Through our award-winning ComUniversity program, SJSU students collaborate with local residents on projects aimed at building and maintaining vibrant, healthy neighborhoods. Our magnificent library has amazing resources to help you excel in your studies, such as collaboration spaces, 3D printers, a sound studio, a virtual reality lab, and much more. At our state-of-the-art Spartan Recreation and Aquatic Center, you can swim in the 50-meter pool, work out on strength and cardio equipment, or test your agility on the climbing wall. Our Peer Connection Center offers free tutoring and mentoring to support your academic and social well-being. The Office of Research and Innovation offers grants to support undergraduate involvement in research projects. These are just a few examples of the many resources throughout the university to ensure that you have all that you need to grow and thrive. As a new student, you may not have a well-defined idea of what you want to study. That's okay. We have hundreds of ways for you to explore what you are interested in and to meet other students with your same passions. Here are just a few examples. Join one of our 450 student clubs. Go to a theater performance put on by our talented students. Attend an athletic event. Compete on an intramural sports team. Perform with a dance troupe. Take advantage of the many guest speakers we bring to campus. Explore outdoor adventure programs offered by Spartan Recreation. Study abroad. Engage in a research opportunity. Write for the newspaper or be a voice on our award-winning radio station. Join a service learning project. Getting involved will help you figure out what you love and will lead to wonderful and rich experiences at San Jose State. There are so many exciting co-curricular programs to explore, friends to meet, memories to be made. Before you know it, you will be celebrating your graduation and moving on to another new phase in your journey.
All right, so before we wrap up, we have a few minutes, so let's take a look at our Q&A window and see what we can address for some of the questions that we have. I also want to mention that we do have our outreach virtual front desk that we also have available, so you can log on to our virtual front desk for any of the questions. You can find our information for the virtual front desk dates and times on our website as well. Now let's see the questions that we have. So I'll bring Venice back and her and I will see the questions. All right. There's one question in the Q&A that I see right now. Venice, I'll read it to you. It says, should I add the course even if I already put it into the Cal State Apply?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, so the next one that we see here is where can I enter my fall courses? So the SJSU specific supplemental application will not ask you to update all your coursework. The only courses we ask you to update in this application are your 4 basic skills, which is your A1, A2, A3, and B4, and any supplemental coursework you have taken if your major requires this for evaluation. If you are offered provisional admissions, we will request official transcripts to be sent to us by January 15th, where we will verify your specific fall grades for the spring 2025 admission. In addition to this, you may have already received an email from Cal State Apply to complete the academic history update. This would allow you to go back into your Cal State Apply application to update your spring grades as well as your fall coursework only. However, so this would be your spring 2024 grades, and then your fall 2024 classes. However, you want to keep this in mind that this is not an SJSU requirement, but may be required for other schools that you're applying to. So be sure to verify with their admissions offices. And I do want to reiterate that the SJSU specific supplemental application is a mandatory application to complete for your SJSU admissions.
All right, so for the next question that I see is, how do I enter a course that is not on the list? All right, and so if the course is not listed, please first verify on either assist.org or transfer.sjsu.edu that the course articulates to SJSU. If so, then you can select add course. And if you do not see a course-to-course articulation, then you would manually input it.
All right, so the next question I see here is, I made a mistake on my application. Can I change it? So changes cannot be made after submitting the supplemental application. There are several sections where students are asked to verify that they have reviewed the application before clicking submit. For any accidental errors on your application, please email admissions@sjsu.edu as soon as possible prior to the September 25th deadline. Changes are never guaranteed, and as again, typically once the application has been submitted, no changes can be made.
Right. Do I need to send official transcripts at the time of application? You may need your unofficial transcripts by your side as you're filling out the supplemental application, but you are not required to submit official transcripts at the time of the application. After you submit your supplemental application, be sure to monitor your MySJSU account for a withdrawal notice or a provisional admission offer. If your application is withdrawn for not meeting admissions requirements, you will be sent a message in your MySJSU account that provides instructions on how to submit an appeal within 15 business days. If you are offered provisional admission, we will message you when and how to submit your official transcripts. Note, we evaluate for provisional admission based on the student's self-reported data. We will ask you for official transcripts in October, which are called partial transcripts, and a final transcript will be due on January 15th. So all of the requirements for spring 2025 must be completed by the end of fall 2024.
All right, so the next question I see here is, where can I find the supplemental application guide? A link to the supplemental application and its guide can be found on your MySJSU messages, as well as the supplemental app.sjsu.edu. Once logged in, the link to the help guide is on the left-hand side.
How do I find out the admissions requirements for my major? What is the minimum GPA I need for admission? The minimum GPA is to be eligible for apply for transfers is a 2.0. However, please be advised, as we are fully impacted campus, every major does have a different GPA requirement, which is subject to change per term. In addition to some majors, they also prefer supplemental coursework as outlined on our Impaction page. Please be sure to visit our Impaction page at sjsu.edu/admissions/Impaction to see the information. Please note that the minimum GPAs for spring 2025 will not be available on our website until spring 2025.
All right, so the next question I see here is, when is the deadline to complete the supplemental application? The deadline to complete the supplemental application is September 25th, 2024. So you want to make sure you get that done, which is in the next few weeks. Get it done before the September 2025 or September 25 or sorry, September 25th, 2024 deadline. Please note that we are a very deadline driven campus, which means there are no extensions or exceptions for late application.
How do I know if my classes are transferable? Well, if your classes were taken at a California community college or university, you can visit assist.org and view the articulation agreements, or you can also visit our articulation website. It's a great resource, transfer.sjsu.edu. Some four-year universities and out-of-state colleges may be found on this website, as well in the transfer evaluation systems section. Please note that we do not provide any pre-evaluation of transcripts prior to application.
All right, so the next one I see here is how do I list transferable units earned from AP, IB, or CLEP exams? If you've earned a 3 or higher on any AP exams, 4 to 7 or higher level on the IB exams, or 50 or higher on the CLEP subject exams, and want the units included in your total units to transfer, you must add a college and enter AP exam, IB exam, or CLEP exam as the name of the school. Indicate the year and term you took the exams and indicate the semester for the term type. If you took more than one exam, you can combine the total units earned for all exams. View how exam results are awarded credit at SJSU on our course catalog at catalog.sjsu.edu.
How do I indicate that I will not receive the ADT degree I entered on my initial application? So when you click on the change button next to the ADT that you had entered on the application, in the screen that pops up, you will go ahead and uncheck the box next to where it says, I certify that I will complete the associate degree for transfers indicated statement. That will as soon as you uncheck it, it will let us know that you will not be earning ADT. And just remember, an ADT, an associate degree for transfer, is not a requirement for SJSU admissions.
All right, so the next question I see here is, how do I enter out-of-country coursework? For questions regarding your international coursework, please email international-admissions@sjsu.edu.
All right. I do not see my associate's degree as an option to select. Only those associate degrees for transfers that are approved will be listed in the chosen college. If you have chosen a college that does not have an associate degree for transfer approved for your major, then you will not have a degree to choose from. Consult with icangotocollege.com. The website is icangotocollege.com to confirm that SJSU has an agreement in place for the associate degree for transfer you have earned and for your intended major. Please note the application does not have a section to enter Associates of Arts or Science. We only ask for associate degree transfer programs if you are completing one or have completed. And ADTs, again, are not an admissions requirement.
To follow up with the question that Venise just answered, if you're wondering what's the difference between an AA or an AS degree and an ADT program, associate's degree for transfer, an ADT, are a specific type of degree earned at a California community college and are not the same as an Associates of Arts, which is an AA, or an Associates of Science, which is an AS. If you are unsure which you're pursuing, please refer to your transcript or contact your community college counselor.
How do I update a college that is listed? So for any of the college that you have entered on Cal State Apply application, displaying in the supplemental application, you will need to enter the number of units earned and the dates attended. You cannot delete a college that was entered on your Cal State Apply application. You must send SJSU admissions a letter of non-enrollment confirming that you did not enroll in any of those courses. So for example, if you listed a specific community college and you did not end up enrolling, you would go to their admissions and records office asking for a letter of non-enrollment, and you would send that to SJSU. Otherwise, we will expect you to submit a final transcript for that college. And if you accidentally forgot to add a college to your Cal State Apply, then you can click Add a College button and enter that required information.
All right, I am seeing a field of study is invalid message. What do I do? So what you're going to do is you're going to click on the change button next to ADT that you have entered on your application. In the screen that pops up, uncheck the box that is next to I certify that I will complete this associate's degree for transfer as indicated statement. Then click on the Add ADT button and enter in the details for the ADT you will earn in the screen that comes up. Be sure to choose be sure to choose your name of your ADT from the drop-down list. And as a reminder, an associate's degree for transfer, an ADT are specific type of degrees earned at a California community college and are not the same as an AA or an AS, which is an Associates of Arts or an Associates of Science degrees.
All right. Why don't I see the supplemental coursework page? Well, only some of the majors at SJSU are giving preferences to the completion of program-specific coursework. This information can be found on the Impaction page. So just be sure that if you don't see that on there, is because you can find it on the website, but only some majors do require that.
All right, so as we're winding down to 6:30, we have about 2 minutes left. We just want to give you some friendly reminders and that you cannot use winter 2025 to meet spring 2025 admissions requirements. So you want to make sure that you have all of your admissions requirements completed by the end of the fall 2024 term. And if any of you have missed the presentation and are wondering where you can find the recording, you can definitely find it on our website. And the recordings will be posted there soon on our website, and the website will also be put, the link will be put into the chat. Venice, any last few words that you want to provide to any of our students that are logged on?
Yes, if you have any further questions or would like to meet with the pre-admissions counselors, please be sure to visit our virtual front desk, or if you're local, feel free to stop on by, or if you want to take a tour. Also upcoming to promote, we will be having, yes, so always check in with our virtual front desk. You can hop on Zoom, just check the times. You can always feel free to email us. And then, yeah, just be sure to check your MySJSU portal for the to-do list, for any messages. That is where we will be communicating with you, not to your personal email. So very important. Purvi, do you have anything else you would like to tell?
No, I think you hit it all. And again, we're always here to help. Remember, the deadline is September 25th. Get that submitted as soon as possible. Thank you all for joining us tonight. Again, the recording will be posted on our website soon. Have a great evening and see you all in the spring.